What's going on, guys? Eddie Martin here, home of the hustle, Tuesday nights. Gonna give this thing a second, let it build up. Wait for my boy Keith to get in here. You're not gonna want to miss this episode. KIETH YAKEY, the Amplify guy, is gonna be on with us here momentarily. Take a second, share this out if you could. What up, Titan? Let's see. What's up, Cookie Monster? How you guys doing? Can't wait to see you guys this weekend. It's gonna be awesome. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. What's cooking, girl? How you doing? KIETH YAKEY in the building. Appreciate everybody in here shared already. I am inviting you right now, brother. There should be a notification on your phone letting you know that you are being invited. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? This is some technology here. What do we got going on over here?
Right? We're blowing minds. Apparently, Facebook's tired of people using third parties to stream on their site, so they ponied up and made it happen.
I like it. I like it a lot, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's good. Let me see here. See how I can get this thing figured. There we go.
You can even be upside down. Look, you're hanging there. What's
Oh,
up,
dude.
Lionel? How you
Wait,
doing, man?
I am upside down. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're not gonna do it that way. All right, I'm ready, man.
Cool, man.
Dude, this is awesome. I'm really impressed with this technology.
Yeah, I try to utilize it as much as possible. It really spawned out for me because I was having issues with Be Live, and I know you use Be Live, but I was having issues with the audio, and so I got tired of jumping on and then having somebody's audio not work and then having to drop off and go on Zoom. So I was glad Facebook did what they did. But there is one issue.
Yeah, what's the issue?
If you don't update your Facebook app on your phone, then the feature's not there and it doesn't work. So somebody will be trying to add you and then you can't get in.
Got it. All right, fair enough, man. This is the home of the hustle, baby.
Home of the hustle, man. You're going to get to meet just about all of us here on Friday from the group, except for Lawrence. So it'll be cool, man. So I wanted to bring you on just because, I mean, I didn't know you 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. And now we know each other and we hit it off and you're good people and we're helping connect everybody to all kinds of stuff. So I figured what better can I give than to have you on with us here, expose you to the network of people that you may or may not know. You're a good dude. They should know who you are. So I wanted to bring you on and let you tell your story a little bit.
I love that, man. Yeah, anything you want to know, you just tell me when, and I'll share it. Happy to share it.
All right, for sure. Well, speaking of sharing, I hope you guys have shared this out and invited some friends up in here. What's up, Crystal? Tracy, what's up? So I figured we'd touch a little bit on the event itself, like start off there, and then backtrack a little bit and just kind of talk about how you got there. How's that sound?
Love it, man. I'm happy to do all that. And I even commented like, we're getting sexy here, man. This is ridiculous. Dude. I love it.
Yeah. Phone's
loving it.
Fire.
Yeah, I better put my mitts on.
So tell us a little bit about the event. This is the second year, right, that you've been doing it. Last year was the first year. So what kind of spawned you to want to put together an event like this, and what's kind of the point behind the event?
Yeah, you bet. Hi, Amanda. Anybody who says hi, I'm going to say hey. So, yeah, man, for me, it was all about, we go through this life and a lot of people don't understand what their calling is. What are they supposed to do in this life? And I just figure like this life that we've been given is so precious, and you've only been given one, that we should spend some time thinking about what should I be doing? What should I be thinking about? What should I be investing in as far as my time, my relationships, and my money? And as I went out and searched what that was and read books and took seminars and stuff like that, I just found that for me, the way my mind was wired, nothing really seemed to click. And so I wanted to be able to give that to the world, that framework to really help walk through that. And then how do you build a business around it? And then as you're building a business, what are the best practices of getting that message out to the world? Whether you're a brick and mortar business, wanting to bring your business online and gain more clients that way, or whether you're a personal brand looking to make an impact in the world with whatever messages that you're sharing. So for me, it was this desire to really know, what am I called to do? And then how do I build a business around that? And how do I become good at what I do that I can share with the world, that somebody would want to, pay me money because I'm rare and valuable. And so that was the real core concept 4 years ago as I was diving into this. And then it just kind of evolved into, hey, I resonate really well with entrepreneurs because they're always thinking through these things. Mm-hmm. And we've had some really great success online. So people are like, well, how are you doing it? What did you do? What's your tactics? What's your techniques? What? I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just bring some of the best minds in the world around this topic, and let's invite people out to hear them share their expertise. And that's really where Amplify was born.
Well, and it's obviously the purpose is fantastic because everybody's looking for that, right? Because you got two options: either find your passion and find out how to make money by sharing your passion with others, or find something that makes you a bunch of money that you're not going to put a gun in your mouth because you have to do it every day. Those are your two options. Right?
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
If you can go in the direction of do what I like and make money and help other people along the way, then obviously that's the good way to go.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that you did really interesting with the event that really made me think was you don't charge people to go to this event.
No, we don't. No, we have a refundable deposit just to make sure that if they say they're going to go, they're going to go. So they don't, forfeit their $100.
Mm-hmm. You don't want them taking up a seat for somebody who would be learning in this environment, because it's like a big free mastermind group with some of the most baddest mofos on the stage, giving you information on how to take it to the next level.
Yeah. So general admission is free. Those who like more of a VIP experience, they want to do lunches with VIP people and kind of meet the speakers and stuff like that, there's a charge for that. It's not very expensive at all. It's less than $400 if you want to do VIP. But most people don't, not everybody does that. They're about a third of the people who will pick that option. And for less than $400, and you get to hang out with, speakers that are doing 7 figures and beyond, it's a good time to be able to get some really great, solid networking in and really learning, behind the veil. What are people doing? Like this whole online thing. I was just thinking about today. I was talking with a friend of mine. And I remember, I used to be like, well, what is a landing page and what is a funnel and what does all that mean? And now it's just second nature to us. And we think of a concept, we can create a funnel, put some good copy, some creative copy and content, and really work our craft, and you go make money pretty much instantly. Whereas all those components, I had no idea what they were. I had no idea how they worked. I didn't really understand this space. And now I get it, and it's. I just want to be able to share those things and see if I can break the learning curve down to as fast as humanly possible for people to go from what the heck are they doing online to, oh, I just made my first dollar online, and wow, I'm growing my business online.
Yeah, because there's a lot of bad info out there.
A lot of bad information.
You didn't know, what all these different things meant and how to implement them and how to actually make them work. And there's a lot of people out there that know that this is kind of the thing right now, the buzzword, right? Funnels and copy and all this stuff. But they don't really know what they're doing. They know enough to express that they know what they're talking about, and they sell it to you, but the actual results are different. So
for sure. And then speed of implementation. For me, that's always been a real key for me, is speed of implementation. So how did I come into the industry last year with no list, no book, and no celebrity status, and create an event that, media outlets are saying this is the top event you got to go to. It's the business event that people need to be at. It's the top 5 event. It's one of the top 30 events. It's something you must attend. And so for me, there's a lot of people teaching, say, funnels or stuff like that, but I just go, but look what we did. We came and crashed into an industry and became one of the top, events that people go to, so that now when people go, hey, this is KIETH YAKEY from Amplify Live Experience, they go, oh yeah, I've seen that. Hey, what's up, Leah Marie? And they go, oh yeah, I've heard of that. I've seen your ads, or I've seen what you're doing. And so that's what I want to show behind the veil, how anybody can do that in any niche. They don't have to wait years and years and years and years, even though I believe totally in patience and persistency. But I also believe in having a big swinging stick that you can come into and be like, hey, man, I'm coming into this industry hot. I'm coming in blazing hot, and this is how you can do the same in any niche, in any industry. And so that's what I aim and guarantee to deliver these 3 days.
Well, I mean, it's much needed information. I know I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to learning. I know the rest of the crew is as well. So let's see. So who do we have on the stage out there this weekend?
Dude, so here's the thing is we've got some big names. If you're in the industry, some bigger names like the Callan Rushes, Ted McGraths, Lewis Howes, who are all doing incredible things. Then we've got some other people that maybe you haven't heard of yet, but you need to know, like the Pete Vargases, David Bayers, and Chris Smiths of the world, who are all running very successful businesses and helping others grow their businesses at warp speed. For example, there's a lot of people that are saying, hey, listen, I want to, they're saying, I'm a good speaker and I've got a great message and I want to get it out to the world. But they don't know how to get on the right stages. They don't know how to go get in front of the audience. See, here's the thing, Eddie, that most people don't understand. That if you have the right message in front of the right audience and you make the right offer, you're going to make a lot of money. Plain and simple. Yeah. But if you have the right message in front of the wrong audience, you're going to feel like you're beating your head against a brick wall, right? Or if you have the wrong message to the right audience, you're going to be feeling like you're beating your head against the wall as well. So how do you get those three things lined up? And so a guy like Pete Vargas comes in and he shows you exactly how to put your right message in the right, in front of the right audience at the right time. And there's people that are walking away with multiple six figures in a weekend because they were at the right place sharing the right thing. And it's where they should have been the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
And so the people are like, I can't believe you guys make six figures in a weekend speaking. It's like, why not? If you have a big enough crowd that wants what you have to offer and you can go solve the problem, i.e. how to get on stages, so that way people can actually get their message out to the world. This guy's solving that problem for thousands of people in a weekend, and he's getting paid handsomely to do it because he's been in the trenches for over 15 years, booked over 25,000 stages, and is showing his direct techniques on how he does it. So that's just one example of one guy who maybe a lot of people on here have never heard of him, but I'll promise you, you'll walk away and he'll be one of your favorite speakers the entire weekend. I know it. Awesome. Yeah,
so that's always my favorite people.
Yeah.
It's always the ones that you've never heard of. It's always the people who've been going through it and they haven't gotten that level of exposure yet, as far as notoriety with a bunch of different people. That It's like the hidden gem. Like, oh my goodness, like how did I not know who this guy was? And now I know who he is, and it changes everything.
And he's like the who's who, how to get the right stage for a lot of the big names you do know. And he'll explain that. Like he works with some of the biggest names in the industry, and they go to him and say, hey, I'd like to go get this stage. And he goes, all right, let's go get it together. It's amazing when you see what he does. And then there's guys like Chris Smith, a lot of people don't know. And he is a guy that gets brought into major corporations. And I say major corporations, they may not be like the Sprints and the T-Mobiles, which people like to say because they went and did can I myth bust something and can I call out some bullshit here? Let's do that for a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
So a guy goes and speaks at a very small little regional T-Mobile meeting of like 6 people, and he puts on his website he's a consultant to T-Mobile.
Yeah. Okay,
so that's just some bullshit. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you consulted some T-Mobile executives, and in theory that's true. You did consult some T-Mobile people, but what about the guy who's brought into a Fortune 100 company that we've never heard of because they sell shit that we've never even heard of?
Yeah.
But they bring Chris Smith in for $250,000 to consult with them that quarter, because they need to understand how do we build a better culture in our company and how do we tell the story of what we do better so that way we can grow our company 2x this year. Mm-hmm. So what I'm asking is this. Do you want the guy that gave a speech to 10 T-Mobile employees that says, yeah, I'm consulting T-Mobile, or do you want the guy who is literally the go-to guy that somebody, a major corporation will say, this guy's worth $250,000 to bring in because I know he's going to end up making us an extra $5 million this quarter, because he's doing something to our culture, and he's telling us how to tell and live our story from the top all the way to the bottom. So I'm not bringing you Mr. Teaches 10T mobile executives. I'm bringing you the guy that the big time corporations bring in and say, and he's a young guy and he's sharp as all get out, and you guys are going to freak out when you hear him talk because he's that good. So that's so I'm saying these are some of the and Chris likes being unknown. He's like, I don't really care if anybody I don't you know what I mean, like, but I know him. He's one of my best friends, and he is phenomenal, and he will actually share with you stuff that will change your business. That's what I'm talking. That's the hustle I'm talking about. That's what gets me fired up.
That's worth way more than some recognition or some notoriety. Results. Numbers are what matter.
Exactly. So I tell you, like, listen, we're bringing in some of the brand names that you guys would know. Russell Brunson will be sharing. He's not going to be there live because he had something pop up, but he will be sharing via pre-recorded message that's fresh, and it's being recorded tomorrow. So it's not like a year ago stuff. It's specifically for Amplify, and you'll see that when you get there. But Lewis Howes will be there. Callan Rush. I mean, I don't know. When a gal like Callan Rush teaches you how to make money through workshops, and she'll do $7 million this year, I want to listen up. I want to know what she's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So we've got some of those names, but then we've got these other people that David Bayer did his first event and did 1.3 million at his very first event. Hey, Frank Sell, thank you for putting that on. It's actually the amplife.com/live. Or unless you guys came up with some other one, maybe there's a new one.
It's a new funnel, man.
It's a new funnel. Maybe you guys done a new one I don't know about, but if, that's cool too. At any rate, but with that being said, it's like these are people that are doing real stuff and really affecting some major things. David Bayer did his first event a little over a year ago and did $1.3 million in revenue, put over 335 people in it. Don't you want to hear from a guy that came in with thank you, Frank, that rocks, dude, that did something just a year ago and is going to show you exactly how to do that? See, that's what I'm all about. Like, and I'm kind of like a bull in a china closet, and I just am, because that's how I am. And I'm saying, I haven't been in this game for 10 years. I've been in business for 10 years, but I haven't been in this game for 10 years. And so I don't have a list of 1 million people that I can fill an event with. That's not how it works. That's not how. I'm going to tell people how to get started right from exactly how I got started a year ago with no list. I mean, to me, that's of interest and that's of value.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the scratch start, really. You know, that's what everybody's looking to do. They've tried this, tried that. They failed here. They got bad information there. They followed the wrong person, took the bad advice. And now they can get that advice from people who, I mean, really are just scratching into that arena, and from people who have the results that have been around for a long time that you probably never even heard of. So that's awesome. There was another thing, too, about what you have going on that, you know, we really were interested in, and that was the fact that, you know, you had these networking events where you're trying to connect Las Vegas entrepreneurs, Las Vegas business people together, because there's kind of a lack of culture or like camaraderie in this area. So
community,
what kind of spawned that community?
You know, for me, I just go, listen, a lot of us are here's what I don't like. Man, I'm kind of getting ranty here.
Go for it.
I don't look at business as an online business or an offline business. I just look at business as business. Mm-hmm. And I think that the more you are connected locally with who you are around you, that's more connections. And I think you know, Brad said it so funny on his thing. I never heard it this way. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of truth to that. I like that. It's just it's a cute, quippy axiom that anybody can understand. But for me, I just go, hey, listen. There's a lot of really badass people right around us. You guys are doing awesome stuff here. I haven't heard of the Home of the Hustle, and I'm seeing people jump on here that I know. Yeah, they're saying so and so's joined, so and so. I know Josh Felber, I know Leah Marie, I know these people, and I go, oh, what's interesting is here you're doing something and you have an online presence, and yet, what's up, Andrew? and yet you live here in Vegas and we don't know each other?
Yeah.
Like, that's just weird. Like, why we should be doing sushi and talking about how we can grow our businesses and how we can, what's up, Justin? Look forward to meeting you too, bro. Like we should be meeting each other and getting to know each other and be like, hey, how can we, like, what do I know that can help you grow your business? And what do you know that can help me grow mine? Like, I love connection. I love that, when our energies collide in person. I think I'm more powerful in person than I'm on camera, and I know I'm pretty damn good on camera, right? And so yeah, right? So I just go, I want to meet people who were here. And I'm so glad you walked into that first meeting that we did a couple of weeks ago and that we got to know each other, because look at all this cool stuff that has spawned from that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was completely random. I mean, I didn't know Brandon. Like, we were just connected, and he was local, and he invited us. And I shared the same mindset as you. I'd rather go, I wouldn't say rather. Yeah, I would say rather. I would rather go meet people in person and shake hands and get to know people and interact and feel, the energy and get to know people that way versus specifically or strictly getting to know people through, online channels. Not to discredit any of my relationships that I have with people that I've developed online, because I've met some of my closest friends that I have through Facebook. Through like doing live video. I mean, we have another Facebook group that you've probably never heard of. It's called Break Free Go Live, that we started back in November, and it was to help people get out of their comfort zone and do live video. Dude, I met dozens and dozens of awesome people that were good friendships and good relationships that we've helped each other out a lot. But at the end of the day, personal interactions and meeting people and shaking hands and walking around and getting to know somebody, doing things outside of a business realm is really what develops things and helps them expand. Because now I know a little bit more about you. We've hung out, we watched the fights, we had some drinks, we're acquainted.
Yeah, you guys got to come over to my house. You got to do Fight Night Yaki style at our place, which was awesome.
Yeah, we had a good old time.
And there's a lot more of those, especially the Mayweather-McGregor one, man.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Okay.
For sure. So,
dude, I just think that the days of the internet guy or gal, they're still there. People can just have an internet business. But for me, it's more holistic to have the whole approach. It's why I go to so many live events. It's why I have so many connections. It's why I know so many people. It's because I've really put myself out there and just said, dude, I'm here. I'm a real human being. And I think I come across better live than I even do on live camera. So let's go meet these people and let's develop some real relationships. And for me, it's not just about selling an info product. I'm about creating an experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. And saying, hey, here's a specialty that I know. I know what it's like to create a live experience. I've been doing live events for 6 years. I've been intimately involved in producing, putting together, and running and teaching, live events for over 4 years on my back with a couple of great human beings. So it's just a space I know that I'm able to bring my expertise to, whether they're local people or internet local. It's like, let's go, man. There's some cool stuff. And because I've met some local people, there are people that are saying, dude, can you help me put on my live event? Can you help me with this? Because there's things I don't know about that. I'm like, I actually happen to be good at this. So yeah, I'd love to help.
Yeah. Yeah. So you found, unintentionally found something else that you're passionate about that's going to help out other people.
Exactly. It's exactly right, man.
Because the live events is where it's at, man. I mean, the relationships that get built at those things, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So powerful, dude. Yeah, so powerful. And that's why, like, I'm really all about when people come out to our live event, I'm the guy that's in the crowd meeting every single one of them and talking with every single one of them, because I know it takes travel. I know it takes an investment to fly out and get a hotel, or even if you're local, just to say, hey, I'm not going to be doing anything else I would be doing this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm coming out to listen and to learn and to grow. Like, I honor that commitment for somebody in their own personal development and their professional development to say, I want to grow and I want to connect and link arms with those who are around me. To me, that's really powerful, man. And I honor that. So I'm not the guy that jumps behind the curtain after I get done speaking. I will be up in your shit saying, tell me about you. What are you up to? How can we help you move forward?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the people that go to those things that value that kind of stuff, that understand the value of personal relationships and of self-development and growing. You don't have to be a, reading Napoleon Hill book kind of guy to be interested in developing yourself and learning and becoming a better person. Just
Yep.
like you said, linking arms with other like-minded people that are headed in the same direction or a few steps ahead of you, and you're following along to get there. I mean, those are my kind of people.
Yep. Amen. It looks like Leah Marie is our kind of people too, man. She's saying she meets with her online people, all that type of stuff. I think that's bad to the bone, Leah Marie. I hope I meet you someday soon. I don't know if you're coming to Amplify or not. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But if you're not, swing by and let's meet up, man.
Yeah, Leah's cool. Bunch of cool people in this network. So that's awesome.
Seems like
I appreciate everybody jumping in here and sharing and commenting and having a good time. That's obviously what all this is
powerful.
for.
Yeah, it's powerful.
So let's back up a little bit. So what were you doing prior to like the event stuff? Like where'd you kind of cut your teeth and get your career rolling?
So hey Rosie, yes, I'd love to see you soon.
Rosie's up.
Yeah, this is what I love how active and communicative this group is, man. That's awesome. Comments, all this, I love it. So for me, it was about 10 years ago that my mom passed away from cancer. I got to spend the last 90 days with her. And before that, I had done some things, nothing really that I was like double proud of. And at 28, I was kind of feeling like, you know what? I was feeling like I hadn't reached my potential and that I had so much more I could be doing with my life. And so when my mom passed and I saw the real look of regret in her eyes, I thought to myself, man, when are you gonna go, Keith? Like, when are you gonna jump out and do this thing that you've been wanting to do in your heart? And so that's where I jumped out. I started investing in real estate, hired a mentor. I've always believed in hiring a mentor. Like, whoever's gone there, just hire them and say, just show me the road. And that's kind of always been my mentality, man. If you show me what to do, I'm smarter than a monkey. So I can figure out, if you tell me to hit A, B, and C, I can hit A, B, and C. If you tell me to go 11, 9, 13, I can do 11, 9, whatever it is you tell me, I can figure that out. Like, just show me the way. So we did really well in investing. We flipped a couple hundred houses our first 2 years. Ended up buying hundreds of apartment buildings. Like, we just got really into it. And in that time, I got connected up with my mentor, and I started doing a lot of teaching and writing a bunch of curriculum in the live event real estate seminar world. And then a buddy of mine and I decided to go out and start our own thing over 4 years ago. And so I got to write all the curriculum for that. I got to really be an integral part and host. I taught about 80% of all of the teachings for those 4 days, was an integral part in coming up with actually how the event would be ran, came up with almost all of the activities that we did. So I was really involved in it, and I got to see the inner workings of how everything worked. And then just the topic was no longer of real interest to me. Investing in real estate, it's a great way of making money, but it wasn't my passion. My passion was transforming people and having people really help them give themselves permission to throw off their fears and chase their dreams so they could literally say that they were doing what they were born to do. I feel right now I'm doing what I was born to do. And so I wanted to help people be able to get into that space. And so that's why I'm like, well, I know live events. I've been speaking, believe it or not, I've actually been public speaking since I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I taught a little Bible study at my high school, believe it or not. And about 80 to 100 kids would come out once a week to hear me teach the Bible.
That's awesome.
So that's where I really learned how to study and then to deliver and develop a speech and then give it to somebody and learn how to read the crowd and understand, are they getting this, are they not getting this, to interact jokes and to use analogies and stories that make it more relatable, so people go, oh, I understand what that guy's saying now. Not just information, but real application and how to implement what we're teaching, and just using funny, humorous anecdotes so people go, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
You when you spoke, just talking at the networking event, I was like, all right, this dude, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to hold the mic and have the conversation. It's funny. I've never done any public speaking whatsoever. I mean, I've sat in front of a group of like a bunch of people and pitched deals, but never just like public speaking. probably a room like 20 people, 15, 20 people pitching a deal. That's about the extent. So when we went to that thing and you're like, all right, guys, here's the microphone, walking around and introduce everybody. I think that's the first time in 34 years of my life where I've had a microphone in front of my face and had to talk to a bunch of people that I did not know about a topic that I wasn't necessarily sure how I was supposed to talk about it. So it was
right.
kind of,
isn't that interesting? And it's a great feeling to. I love it, man. I just love that. So yeah, that's. I just go. You know what? And what's interesting is I actually have a course on helping people find their path, and we'll be talking about some of this at Amplify. But for me, it's like there are stepping stones, there are signposts, and there are skills that you have that if you understand how to look at what are the signposts, nice.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn. You know what's funny is we just did a YouTube ad for Amplify, and I did this. I said, hey, have you ever wondered? Oh, my phone dropped. And then I kept going. I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Just like I did now. But it looks like I did it on accident. And it actually converted higher than when we cut out the phone drop. Because
it grabs attention.
It was a pattern interrupt. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, so good job on that. Now we're all engaged. What happened to Eddie? What happened to Eddie? So any rate, I just, signposts, stepping stones, and skill sets. And when you understand how to look at the signposts of where you've been, the stepping stones that have brought you to where you are, and then the skill sets you possess because of both of those environments, it helps you understand and realize, wait a second, there are some things that I'm really good at that I'm naturally gravitating towards that makes me say, oh, I can become good at this. And so that's why, like, when people look at me and they go, oh my God, you were so born for this. Well, there's a reason for that, because I looked at my signposts, my stepping stones, and my skill sets and go, dude, I was a pastor at the age of 18 and, started a church from nothing in the middle of nowhere in this small podunk town of Montana. And we built it to like 300 people. And people look at me now and they don't go, oh, there's Pastor Keith. Like, nobody would think that about me, okay? But in essence, what I'm really doing is I'm leading a tribe. I'm feeding a flock. I am still a pastor. In essence, I just don't have a Bible, unless you want to call like maybe Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson our Bible.
That's your new Bible.
Right. So it's
but
just
the same concept.
It's the exact same. So I looked at my signposts of in my career, I've always been the guy up front wanting to teach others. And the stepping stones along that is I was a pastor. Then I was integral in building a couple of different seminar companies. So I learned the ins and outs of that. And all the while, my skill set was learning, teaching, and then speaking and communicating that in a way that was effective so people could learn it. So it's no shock looking back at why what I do now is exactly why I do what I do and why I have the level of expertise I have at it. And guess what? There's a lot of people that have the same thing, but they're not locked in with what their purpose and their calling is. And so they're not experiencing the same joy and freedom I get to because they haven't locked it together and they don't understand it. And I'll tell you, that was me. When I left being a pastor at right around 27, 28, and I moved back into the real world of like jobs and stuff.
Yeah. I
had no idea that any of these skills I learned there were valuable. In fact, I went to a temp agency called Apple One. Most people don't know this story. I have shared a lot, but a lot of people, they don't like really believe it. I didn't work for Apple. I went to work at Apple One. It's a temp agency.
Yeah.
Hoping to get a job for $15 an hour. And yet all the skills that I possessed from being a pastor that I use nowadays that make me 7 figures plus are what I learned back then. And I didn't understand my self-worth because I didn't understand the signposts, the stepping stones, and the skill set. So isn't it interesting that everything was already latent within here? It was already here. I just didn't understand how to tap into it and pull it out.
Yeah, you were putting it into a box.
I just didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't have somebody saying, Keith, do you realize that you've done X, Y, and Z and you're good at A, B, and C? And that if you use that, there's a community over here that will show you and that you realize you could make a lot of money with what you know. I'd be like, show me how.
Yeah.
Well, and so that's what I get to do now is show people how. Because there's a lot of people with a lot of amazing talent and great skill and amazing work ethic and great life lessons and perspectives they could be sharing and getting paid handsomely to do it. Mm-hmm. And they're not, and they're working some other job, and they're like feeling the frustration. I call it the artist curse, right? The creator's curse. They want to create and be an artist and let their creativity out to the world, but they don't know how to get paid to do it. So they're stuck, and their creativity is just kind of dying within them. And I hate that, man.
Well, and it takes just running across a guy like you who wants to help bring that out of people.
Yep.
You know, because a lot of people, you know, they might have the results or they are living their passion, but they're not really interested in, you know, pulling it out of you.
Yeah, Lawrence, we're going to help you with that, man. Lawrence, we got you. Is Lawrence the one that's coming or not coming?
Nah, Lawrence is the only guy in the group that's not coming.
What does Lawrence have going on that's so important this weekend that he can't make it to Amplify Live? Can we talk about that right now?
I don't know, man. Lawrence got a lot going on. He's a military man too, so.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, thank you for your service, dude.
Lawrence.
We're busting on you a little bit, Lawrence, but I do want to help you with that, man. If there's any way I can help you with that, let's talk.
Yeah, you guys should definitely connect. Lawrence is a great dude. Lot of life lessons, a lot of good experience there, and just a genuinely just good person. You know, nobody that gets in the inner circle isn't a good person. That's like a prerequisite.
That should be that is the bar, right? Are you a good human being? Because in this industry, there's a lot of people that know a lot of cool stuff, and they're not great human beings.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, hey, can I come speak on your stage? Because now that Amplify Live has kind of got some notoriety, and we had Gary Vee on, and now we're having Lewis House and Russell Brunson. I mean, some bigger name speakers. A lot of people are like, oh, can I come speak? Can I come speak? And there's just some not great people that I just been like, no, we're good. We're full. Thank you. No, thank you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm very protective of the stage and the information because you've got to be a great human being or else like, no, thank you. Yeah, and I feel like you feel the same way.
I do. You got to protect your baby. You got to protect, you know, whatever your ethical lines or whatever it is. You have to protect your surroundings around you. And sometimes there's people that, you know, might not be terrible people, but they really don't like fit into that, those standards that you have.
Yeah.
Right. So it's nothing against somebody. It's just different strokes for different folks. Obviously, bad folks out. But I mean, there's people that aren't terrible out there that you probably wouldn't do business with, that you wouldn't want to kind of let in too close to you, just because you see things in too much of a different way.
Yeah, and to me, I just listen to their words, and here's to me the biggest indication, the quickest indication of whether I want to lean into somebody or lean out of somebody is when they're always asking what's in it for me, what will I get out of this, as opposed to, hey, how can I give to this? Yeah. It's what made me lean into you so easily. Like, dude, how can we help? How can we benefit? How can we share? How can we? But you jump, like you saying, hey, will you be on our podcast? I want people to hear this. Like, that makes me lean in so fast when there's people saying, dude, how can I help? Not what can I get out of this? And I've had people like, hey, are you coming out? They're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to get out of it. It's like, wrong answer.
I think that there's life lessons learned along that, right? Because there was a point in my life where I approached everything like, what's in it for me? Yeah. You know, what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of this? Not how can I find a way to get value out of this by like applying whatever I'm learning, but literally, what can I get out of this? What can I extract from this situation that's going to be worth me being there or worth me helping or worth me participating? And you just learn over time that life kind of works the opposite way, man. It's the more that you just put stuff out for free and just give and help and just do whatever, stuff comes back, man. Whether it comes back now or it comes back, you know, at the end of your life or whatever, it does. It really, really does. And if you keep your head on your shoulders in that direction, I think that you got nowhere to go but up.
And here, a lot of people are like, hey, how do you do that? If Keith, you have a lot of joint ventures and friends that promote you and stuff, how do you still have the I want to give mentality? And it's this is what it is. I encourage everybody to try and get their business to a point where it's self-sustaining and you don't need anybody else. So meaning learn how to get good at buying traffic, converting traffic, and creating a business that's sustained in and of itself by yourself. There will always be people to help you, right? That's given. But when I don't need you to make my life better, but I will let you and allow you, and I'll receive the blessing of letting you make my life better. And you're the same way. You don't need me, man. You could go on and we could never talk again, and your life's gonna be just fine, right?
Yeah.
And same thing. When we don't need each other is when we can best actually help each other. And so I always
dependency.
Exactly, it's interdependency, right? Independence says I can do my own thing. I don't need any of you, which can really you can't grow as much as you would if you were interdependent. And I think Frank Covey talks a lot about this. There's independence, there's dependence, and then there's interdependence. And independence is like, hey, I'm set, I'm free, I'm gonna do my thing, which is great. Dependence means I'm dependent upon you to drive traffic to me, and if you don't, then I fail, which is a horrible, humiliating, not a very empowering space to come from. But if I'm saying I'm doing great and you're doing great, what if we could do cool stuff together? Then we're interdependent upon each other, and man, that's when the roof just blows off, and that's when it gets really sexy.
Absolutely. And that's how good, solid, long-term, lifelong friendships and relationships and connections are built.
Exactly. Yeah, those are the best joint ventures. Those are the best things. And then also another tag to that I think would be good, and I want to do a Facebook Live on this because I think this is getting so powerful and juicy, and I just want to cut it up and serve it up like a full-on big 16-ounce porterhouse. But I think when you have a group of friends and we all promote each other, and I've got a group of friends that I promote, Chris Smith and David Bayer and Pete Vargas and Nicholas Kusmich. These are some of my closest homies that whatever they're going to do, I'm going to promote.
Yeah.
It all comes around in a circle. So when Pete has his event, we're pushing and promoting, you got to go to Pete's event. When David and we're saying everybody go do his thing. And then when it comes, and then it's my turn. It's my event. Everybody's pushing all the love my way, right?
Yeah.
And I'm doing my cold traffic, and I'm gaining my new clients, and they're pushing all their warm traffic my way. And then boom, we go, and then November will be back to Pete. We'll push everything towards Pete again. And then in January, we've got our buddy David Bayer, his Powerful Living Experience. We're going to push all of our love that way. And so it's all just kind of in its time, and I just show up to their events like it's my own. I care that much about what they're doing, and I'm there up early, staying up late, working on however we can make it the best event possible. So that way Pete's name is just gold in the industry. And then when it comes back, he's the same way. I'm pushing and promoting Keith, so that way when they come to Keith's event, amplifies the most talked about, the highest genuine, credible, and we just look at each other that way. And so you just realize, man, yeah, so maybe first quarter you get the touchdown, second quarter I score the touchdown, third quarter it's under that guy, you know what I mean? Yep. But we all show up as if it's our quarter for each other. And Absolutely. that's what really, man, it's just crazy. That's what's happening.
And that's what happens when there's not a dependency issue.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Because then you can actually, like, your win's not my loss type mentality. Let's share the love over here and then share the love over there. Like, I feel like our network here on Facebook does a really good job with that, kind of helping, the folks that you know enough about. I mean, people aren't going to sign off on people they're not so sure about. They're not against them, but they're not necessarily going to, like, promote them out. Whereas you have a lot of people and they just help each other out and share things around and invite people in and just try to help everybody get some exposure and get their word and their message out there. And good people, rise to the top.
Yeah. So tell me about this baby beard thing. What is baby beard? Is mine because it's so short, it's a baby beard, where yours is a full blown beard? What is this?
What it is Frank Sell. Okay. So my brother, Frank Sell, he came up with this business idea that he just launched. We used to joke, like, I don't know, it's probably like 6 months ago, 5-6 months ago, because we both had like short beards, and he would do like patchy beards, and we joke around. He got the baby beard, he's got a baby beard. And then Frank decided, and I'm not doing a Frank, I'm actually going to go trim, but Frank has got a big ass red beard now. And so he came up with this business idea that to sell beard products, right? It's a very niche market, and it's really consumed by like foo-foo type stuff. And so Frank's coming at it from a totally different angle. He's made like a beard oil and beard products that are actually functional.
Facial forest conservation program.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. I love it.
So babybeardclub.com is Frank's baby, and it's awesome, and we all support everything that Frank is doing. So if you know anybody with a beard, a big luscious facial forest, as Frank would call it, get him connected with Frank. He's got great ideas when it comes to beard care products that are related to like the man, and not necessarily the, what does he say, the dude that spends more time at Sephora than his girlfriend, and wears skinny jeans and cut off shirts.
Got it. I love it.
That's the deal there. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
cool, man.
Yeah, so
I love it,
good
dude.
People, man. But
I love it, man.
So we're about at that time. I usually go about 45.
Perfect. Yeah,
we had this conversation the other day. Facebook Lives. Depending on what your objective is, usually keeping them real short is a good way to do it. But Home of the Hustle is more of like a show. So we do them about 30 to 45 minutes. That way we can dig in and get a little bit more information. And some people can't jump on right away. So we really value the live interaction.
Nice.
Because it's not just about like, oh, come watch what we have going on. Come learn from the person that we have on today. It's really about the community that is built in the comments.
I love it. That's apparent, and I think that's really awesome.
Yeah. So you got people around here that didn't know each other that are now friends because they all support each other in the comments. They talk, they connect, they do business together, they do all kinds of cool stuff. So it's very multi-layered in how this thing works. But dude, I appreciate you coming on here with me.
My pleasure. And I got to give a shout out to you guys too, man, because you guys have just been awesome. Eddie, you've been amazing, dude. And Zach and Brad, just the whole crew over there, and just what you guys are up to is awesome. And I can't wait to meet this whole crew you're bringing with us to with you guys to amplify. We're going to have such a good time. I saw the registration numbers. They are insane.
That's awesome.
I'm blown away. And we're going to have such a kick-ass time, dude.
Is the VIP full yet?
Not quite. There's a few spots left.
Look.
Yep. I think there's like 6 spots left, honestly.
6 spots in the VIP and probably not a whole lot of room in the general admission at this point.
We're close.
Close?
We're close, yeah.
Well, if anybody wants to fly out to Vegas this weekend and come hang out with us, we're all going to be here. Got some other friends coming. Got a potential client coming. Albert Preciado is coming. We got a whole group that's coming in there. We'll all be in the VIP hanging out with my man here. So you guys should get involved too, because you're not going to want to miss it. You're going to make some good connections. You're going to learn a lot, build some friendships and relationships that will go on for days. Savage needs a VIP ticket. Come on, man. Come on, yep. Savage.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if you don't see Daniel Joseph there.
Cool. And Crystal says she needs to come. She said she'd die to be there. What does it got to take, Crystal? Like, let's do it. Let's do it.
You ain't got to die.
No. One chance at living. Let's do it. John Davalito. Great question. How much is the VIP? It is $397. Normally, these type of VIPs are around $997 or more.
That's awesome. Yeah, come on, Rosie. Absolutely, dude. Well, we appreciate you jumping on and sharing. Appreciate you sharing all the nuggets, man. There was some good stuff. Yeah, man. Come on, and go back through this again and watch if you didn't catch it from the gate, because there was some really good stuff going on.
Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, you're kind of cutting in and out a little bit, dude.
Really? All right. Well, can you hear me now?
Well, you can. Yeah, you're still pretty choppy.
How about now?
Follow.
Did that change at all?
Nah, I think it's. There you go. Now you look clear.
Okay. Anyway, I can say welcome to everybody out. Man, if you can you hear me okay now?
Yep.
I can say if these are just off the cuff nuggets. Amplify is where I go through my frameworks, my processes, it's where I've really thought things out and really get to share them. So if they're liking this, then there's plenty more where that came from.
Absolutely. So if you want to come out, go get your tickets. theampedlife.com/live. Follow Keith Yakey on Facebook. You do the Snapchat, Twitter, and all that stuff too, or are you mostly just here?
No Snapchat. I do Instagram because I think that's fun. I like the filters, and the stories are a lot of fun. Twitter, I do have an account, but on my new phone, I haven't even updated it. So I'm just a Facebook guy, man.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I do a little bit on Instagram, but it's mostly Facebook. Everybody's here, man. Why I got to go anywhere else?
Right? Exactly.
Well, cool, brother. Well, I'll see you in a couple days, dude. I appreciate you hopping on with us.
Thanks for having me out, man. I'm going to somehow check out, but I don't know how, or maybe you'll check me.
Yeah, I kick you out, so.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Later, dude. Peace. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. If you haven't shared, please share on the way out if you could. There was good stuff in here. If you guys end up coming out to Amplify, be sure to hit me up so we can meet. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.